video we'll show you how to put together these 3 decorative sticky notepad holders, which is an SVG file from Simply Crafty SVGs. This decorative notepad, sticky notepad holders, there's 3 different versions in the file. So these are the 2 of them. You can see that these are the same. This is the 3rd, which has this rounded area in the front here. So I'm going to show you how to do one because they all go together the same, as you can tell. This is what they look from the side. This is just a version without that top panel, so just to show you that you can omit the panels if you want, or change them, put solid colors, that kind of thing. But the file is built like this with the pattern paper like this right here. So you can see that's a 3x3 post-it note, or that might just be a generic one, but same thing, 3x3 inch sticky notepad. And then in the file, this, and this are all the same for the pattern paper, but again, you can mix and match and change the colors with your particular software. So, but you can see how it fits, and this is a good file also to modify and put something on top or on front. It can be changed for anything. For example, I'm going to show you the extra basic one later, and I made it a camping theme, so I just took camping theme paper. But if you wanted to, you could add something at the top or kind of weld it on with your software, that kind of thing. So let's go ahead and show you how these go together. Put those aside. That's for the front, and then this is for that little flip down piece. All 3 of these just go like that. And this back piece, this is for the back piece to create the easel. So what you'll notice is it folds like that. So that's the same on all of them. So it'll go like, basically like that on the bottom. So as you can see from this one, so create that, it just kind of goes backwards a little bit. There's different ways to do it, but this is the way that I did it. And this is a revised version, so if you have the original file, just go ahead into your account, download the newest file so you can use this video. So that's what I would highly recommend. This is updated after, I think, 5 years after I created it. So I just wanted to hide some tabs in the back and give it a little bit better support. So the way this goes, so again, these are extra, so you don't need to print these out. What these are for, so when we fold this, so I'm just going to fold one of these. Well, I'm only doing one so I can show you. We're going to fold these really well and show you what those are for. So this is the back of it, actually. I'm going to put the support to the side for now. We'll go back to that. So once you fold it like this, we want to fold this down like that to get it trained, but we want to fold it backwards to create that coming down here. So I'm going to just take my bone folder and get a good crease there. So when it folds up, it'll come together like this and flip down like that. So if you get a good crease on, it's going to fold downward and kind of flip out the way we want. So we want to put the panels on first. So this panel is going to go right here. For some reason, if you printed this, so it cuts like this, and you did printable paper and it's white on one side, and you don't want to see white, this is where the extra files come in. So you'd put one piece in here. You might want to put it on after, but you could put it on before like that. So then you get a consistent color on that side. And the same thing with this. If this were a printed paper, it would be white on the inside. We might not care about this part because we're not going to see it, but this part you might. So this is the extra piece. So that's in the extra stuff folder. And you would just put it on top like that. So when you fold it, if you printed your paper, it wouldn't be white inside. So that's what those are for. That's why it's not. So if you're using double-sided colors, then it's not a big deal. So let's just assume we're doing that. We want to go ahead and place this here. Then we're going to layer this, place it there, and then this will go on the front, which is on the other side. So let's go ahead and add these on. And I just had some notes for me. Sometimes I write notes. I'll print out I'll use the printed paper I want, and then I decide what colors I wanted the other two panels corresponding. So just make sure you just center it. You can go a little higher with it if you want. Whatever you want to do, or omit it if you didn't want that much pattern going on. So nice thing about panels, you can either use them or not use them. And then these, we want to just go ahead and layer them. So you can omit these as well, or do a combination of just two or none at all and just put a message on the front. This could be for like a, I think of this as an office job type of gift. Like if you worked in an office and you could make these super quick for a bunch of people. And things that they like maybe. I mean, it could be a theme for your boss that's a fisherman or somebody who likes camping or, oops, don't do that. Let me go ahead and clean that. See what happens when you're talking and you're doing it. So we'll go ahead and line that up. Fortunately, not much was seen. So that's a damp, I always keep a damp paper towel around just for things like that. Sometimes I can fix it before having to recut it, like that one, so that was good. But if you think about it, you could make this anything based on you could put something on front. If you just wanted to use this, you could say world's most annoying coworker or something like that. No, world's best boss or coworker, whatever you want to put on there. Or it could be the name of the company. You could make company themes if your company allows you to utilize your logo or something. So there's lots of ideas you can do to make it personalized. I don't know if I'd make it a holiday theme, but it would be kind of fun if you made like different holiday themes to put on your desk. That would be fun. So here we can go ahead and I can line it up to the top or center it. So I tend to line it up towards the top like that, but you can place it wherever you want. And then if we're going to flip it over, because it's going to go like this, so we want to put that panel here, so we'll put that there. So we'll flip it over. So it's just easier to put them on when it's flat, but I do recommend you fold it first just to get that all ready, so once you do this you can put it together. So there they are, and they're all three different versions. Like I said, you have this front, so the fronts are just different. And then this. And this I just did with a embossing folder that had the same chevron on it. Just give it, be nice for a little message. So now we're going to go ahead and fold this. So the way it's going to go is this way. So fold it like this. I'm going to fold these tabs like this first. So you'll notice I don't have, normally like when you're doing a box you have a, I'd just kind of have it open like that, but we're going to have it go on the bottom and the back to make it stronger. And then the back easel holder hides all those tabs, where the original version it wasn't like that. So that's one of the things that changed. So you could do it one at a time. Once you get used to it, you could do two at a time. But one at a time, I'm just getting it in place, getting this edge lined up with the edge of this. And then you can do this to apply more pressure. And then the last step for this, so it's super simple. We're just going to glue those to the back like that. But you do want to make sure those are set in place first. So go ahead and do the first one and the second one. You could do them both at once. but I recommend, again, at the beginning just doing one at a time just to get a feel of it, unless if you're going to do a bunch of them. So this one, I'm going to line it up. I'm just kind of pushing this towards the edge. And then I'm slightly rubbing it to get into place, and I'll flip it over and use a tool. I'm using my bone folder to get in there and to get the pressure on the tab. If you do like our projects like this, I ask if you could give us a little thumbs up, a like on the video, and or subscribe to our channel if you haven't already done so. And if you hit that little notification bell to the right, you'll be notified when we have new videos, new projects, updates like this, because if I find an older file that I feel that needs a little bit of work, it just depends on my time frame, I'll update those. So the same thing for the second one. Just get it in place. Then you could use a tool, any blunt tool. I'm just using my bone folder these days, but any blunt tool, you could go in there just like there's not a sharp edge, like a wooden chopstick is one of my favorite tools. I like this because it's a little bit wider, so it'll get the whole tab at once. So that's the reason I'm using that. And I had never used bone folders up to maybe 2022 is the first year I really tried a true one. I had a kind of a fake one, and I kind of like them now. It's easy on the paper. So now we have that, and the only thing to add is the back. So there's two ways you can put it on. You can start with the back like this, and then go around and glue that on the bottom like that. Or you could glue it on the bottom first and wrap it around, fold it in. So we'll do the bottom part. So this is the way I show how to use. We have other sticky notepads out there that we have the unicorn, dog, cat, pig, cow. I think I got it. I'm missing one. Anyways, we have a couple other sticky notepads, animal ones. So you could go ahead, and this is the way we do it on there, but you could go either way for this one. The other one, there's a reason I have to do it in order. So this, just go ahead and line this up. Get good glue coverage down there. Make sure that that folds where it needs to. I'm just getting it adjusted. I'm going to get it set by rubbing it. And then you can get it flat like that, which it normally doesn't sit. And then I'm just applying pressure inside lightly towards the front, really, because I want to make sure there's not much of a gap underneath there. Right here. The other thing you can do is stick your hands in there, but I tend to not have, I have kind of large fingers, so whatever tool you use, you could do that to get pressure behind it as you go. So I have a little bit of a gap, but it's not horrible. I'd rather have that, but I'd rather have that than have the tabs visible, which it used to be. So now you don't want to glue it like that. You want to fold it in like this and glue it on the back, and that gives it a little bit more stability on the back. So the way that you attach it, so if you want to try it the opposite way, doing that first, you just have to know how it goes. It'll work either way. So I'm just showing you one way. I'm using barely art glue today. Normally I like the two glues that I use regularly are Barely Art and Art Glitter, but lately in 2022 I've been using Barely Art a little bit more. I had a stash of both, so there's pros and cons to both, but they're very similar. So we're going to go ahead and line it up. Just make sure it lines at the top. I'm just going to get it down at the bottom. So you can get your hands in from the side. I'm just going and applying pressure inside. But I want to get that top lined up. So the way that I do that with this one is just do this. Just make sure if you have any leakage of glue that you wipe it off. So I want to get that good, and then just go down here and just apply pressure all the way down. So you can't go flat anymore. So if you put this on first, that's the benefit of doing it first. You can put it flat against the table and get some pressure behind it. The difference is this, and you still can do that. So that's it. So you can see I'm just trying to minimize the gap. And then it just sits like that. So if you want to get a bit crisper fold, just make sure you get that nice and crisp so it just sits up a little bit like that. And then you can fit maybe a corresponding color wherever you get your sticky notepads to give them. Or if the yellow ones are always the most generic in an office format, so I just happen to have colorful ones right now. I don't think, oh, maybe they're the same. I don't know. They don't seem as long to me. So when I do them both at once, just getting them in like I did before. Then I can go ahead and push them in if I need to a little bit more. Even if it's slightly off, it's not a big deal. So let me get these back ones glued on. So just for clarification, if you do put this backing on for the basic file, and I put this on first, I glued this on first, and make sure you line it up to the bottom. It does go above this just a little bit, so that's okay. It'll be a little higher in the final file. It's just so you can keep it there and still add, if you wanted to add something to it, you could. This is a good file to modify. And then we can just do this last. So this is a different way of just putting it on. Putting the backing on first, and then putting this bottom piece on, or tab. Then again, just like we did earlier, we can flip it up like that and apply pressure inside. And you could do that with a wooden chopstick. I'm just trying to find it. So you have it handy, because it has a little bit of a tip, but it's still blunt. So just remember that's in your extra stuff folder. That's just part of it. I just made a more generic version that could be easily modified and customized, as I did with this camping paper. So just make sure you spend some time getting that all rubbed on, and then you'll be good. So here are the 3 files, and if you haven't already done so, I always ask if you could give us a little thumbs up or like on the channel, and thanks for watching.